Tonight on One Nation Network, presented by One Universal Productions, we're going to talk about Ghost. We're going to talk about AOC. All tonight. You never know what's on our minds. But tonight, it should be interesting. I might even talk about throwing somebody out a window, just for the hell of it. All on One Nation Network TV tonight. One Nation Network. I got so much. I broadcast so much. I forget what day of the week it is, what time it is. Let's just hang me by my toenails and beat me like a piñata. I am dirty. And what you people do know is that One Universal Production and One Nation Network TV has a best-selling author, and she's right there, the one, the only.
Lindy.
What's up, lady?
Hey, you.
So, we got all this stuff going on here at One Universal Production.
We do. Things are growing dirty.
Like so much.
Yes.
So much. Pull that mic a little closer.
Okay. How's that?
No. You pull the whole thing. Pull it. Make it. There you go. Now you got
right. Now it's all. Oh my God.
No,
it's
just
like
angle
in
it up.
My mouth.
Angle it up. That's why I got the guard for you this time.
Okay.
So it doesn't feel like you're eating.
I've got a fuzzy ball in my mouth.
Right. You got a fuzzy.
Yeah.
I did not say that. You said that.
Window on fire.
Right, yeah. You guys know how to call in, 314-448-9670. Go over to YouTube and Facebook. And please subscribe and like, and Facebook is still not letting us broadcast on our page. But, guess what? We really don't care. You know why? Because we're going to share the link from YouTube.
Absolutely.
Right over to the Facebook page.
Yep.
So you can watch us that way.
Absolutely.
So there you go. But we got so much going on. So, just a side note, there's a big announcement coming tomorrow.
Right.
But I will say this. We've already talked about it.
Yes, we have.
But we're not going to say what it is.
If you're listening.
We're not going to say what it is tonight.
Okay.
We're just going to say that One Nation Network will not be on August 20th.
Correct.
Which
is next Tuesday.
You're right, it is. Oh, Jesus Christ,
I know,
it
right?
is.
Next
But we will be
Tuesday.
broadcasting next Wednesday.
Right
before the MMWA show.
Exactly.
So you will see Linda
right
joining us on the MMWA show.
So Harris, once again, we have not had a chance to broadcast together since the Mardi Gras.
Right. So there you go.
Fun.
So Linda will be joining us next week on One Nation.
Nope,
or on
MMWA. Well, actually, we'll do One Nation from 7 to 8.
Yes, 7 to 8.
8 to 9, you'll do the MMWA.
And then we'll do the MMWA show.
Exactly.
Right. So so Linda will be joining us. So that'd be cool.
These are my fellas. It's so great. They always include me in everything.
But there is something
we have
big.
some great announcements to come.
Something very big coming for us next week. I still don't like this. I know you like this whole new YouTube thing. I don't like it,
You know why? Yep. And guess what? Starting in August, you had to use the beta studio. you can no longer use the original.
Is that what they're saying?
So go live streaming.
That's what they're saying.
Uh-huh.
Then
Yeah.
kiss my ass.
Oh.
You know how it is.
He's
But let's
in
get to
rare
it because
form.
we got a lot to talk about.
Okay.
We have a special guest coming on tonight.
Right. We're going to be talking about, after we get finished with some of the news items, we're going to be talking to a friend of mine who's going to call in
Mm-hmm.
and talk to us about his paranormal experience.
Correct.
And for those of you that watched the show, remember back in December, we did a big ET type special.
We did?
And we did.
I
And
can't remember.
That's a shame. And I'm so much older than he is.
I know, right?
So sad. But you know, Dirty, there's some things that a lot of people don't know about me, and that is I actually used to be what you would call a fortune teller.
You did. You had the fortune
Yes.
teller stuff and all that
Yes,
stuff. Yes,
absolutely.
you did.
Oh, there we go.
There we
so
go.
Great.
So
Absolutely.
let me make sure. Okay, so
Uh-huh.
there we are.
Yeah.
So now I got to get. How come I can't get to? Keep going.
Go live.
There's Wyatt. There's our buddy Wyatt. What's
Hey,
up, buddy?
Wyatt.
There he is.
I just love Wyatt.
I know.
Wyatt is
Wyatt
our.
is a good dude.
He
isn't
watches everything that we do.
You
He's
gotta
just
love Wyatt.
Absolutely.
You gotta love
fantastic.
Wyatt. I love Wyatt.
Absolutely.
Wyatt's a great little guy.
Yes, he is.
Huge fan. He is probably our number one supporter.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. So go on. Finish what you were saying.
So again, again, paranormal is something unfortunately I'm very used to.
Right.
I tell you, and when I used to do horoscopes, tarot cards, all that stuff. So
Right.
it's going to be kind of interesting to
See how it goes.
to see what this guy talks about.
Right.
You
It
know,
will be.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting.
And Dirty, I guess it's just really great that we you know, you and I talked about maybe in October we could talk to someone at the Limp Mansion or at the Limp Restaurant
Yes.
and see if we could maybe broadcast from there.
That's what we're going to try to do.
Absolutely.
We'll see how that goes.
And we're actually broadcasting, guys, each and every week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays, right here at the
Yes.
historic Limp. This is the old brewery.
This is
which
the old
is
brewery.
now,
You are absolutely correct.
It's now just a suite of offices and studios, just like we have. So.
Oh, look, Wyatt says he loves you too.
Oh, he is just so sweet.
Isn't he so
yes,
nice?
he is.
You gotta love
And so,
Wyatt.
Dirty, I'm gonna have to get you a template so we can put that on there
Do
for
what?
our description of our show on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's why we're not really getting the viewers that we need to get.
No, we're getting them.
Not like we need to.
You know,
Okay.
life happens.
Okay, so what is it you try to do, hon?
I'm trying to find this so I can get to my
Okay,
shared thing. Oh,
there you go.
This is the one I need.
Yeah. Events. I could have told you that.
It takes, it takes me a minute to get
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
It takes me a minute.
There
So
you
there we
go.
go.
And if you could share that with me, I'm going to go ahead and set up our watch party on
Right.
Facebook.
I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
To the
And
Facebook.
again, we're going to be.
You gotta love it.
You do, Dirty.
You gotta love
Oh, you know what? As a matter of fact, I tried to broadcast Sunday.
it. Right?
I went back into my Sunday brunch
Okay.
YouTube page
Right?
and went to go do my live stream, and it says you are still terminated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just
you
tried
saw
to-
that.
Yeah. I just tried to backdoor it, but it said no. It wouldn't let me
Exactly.
do it. So that's okay. That's okay.
But you know what, Dirty? That's because we're supposed to have our own studio with our own setup and everything, and that's what we're going to strive to do.
Right? Yeah.
For real. So that way we don't have to depend on
All these other
anyone-
idiots?
Exactly. Because really my main goal would be for us to broadcast from our webpage. But
Right.
we're
Yeah.
gonna
And
have
that's
to,
something we're working on. All right. So there it
absolutely.
is.
Okay.
I put it over on our Facebook page.
Excellent. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start up our watch party. right.
I just put it there. Where'd it go? Are you kidding me? It won't let me do it.
Probably not. Let's see if I can do
You
the
gotta love it.
I know,
You
right?
gotta love how it wants to just censor us all the time.
Isn't that sad?
Nah, I mean, I think it's great because we were talking about that. We were talking about that.
Okay.
What is?
I know, babe. You can't. You gotta love it. You know. I've taught Dirty.
You know what? Here's what I'm gonna
New
do.
levels, new devils.
Right. Here's what I'm gonna do. Watch. I'm gonna go to your page.
Okay.
So you can go to Linda's page. You can also watch it too.
Now you got to go to my Facebook page.
Yeah, I'm going right to your Facebook
Okay.
page.
Okay. Should I get out of it?
No,
Okay.
yeah, no. You're
Okay.
good. Okay, so here we go. But no, we got a lot of cool things. There it is. I posted it on there.
Okay,
So it's
cool.
on Linda's Facebook page. So go there, watch.
Yep.
You can watch it on Linda's Facebook page also. So if you
Exactly.
click on it on your Facebook page, you should
It'll
be able
come
to do
right
the
up. Exactly.
Yeah, you should be able to do a
Perfect.
watch party
Okay.
with it. But no, so let's get to it because we do have a lot of stuff. Because we're always talking about different things and stuff like that that's going on
Mm-hmm.
in the world today.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really interesting just the way how, last week we were talking about how I was saying that these people who are shooting people up and stuff like that,
Right.
it should be considered, they should be considered as domestic terrorists.
Dirty, you really kind of got the conversation started. Thank you so much for reminding me, because I told you, I said, oh my God, this guy really got everybody talking about what he ranted on last week. You remember that?
Yeah. So
Right.
it's really interesting to see, and here is the newly elected senator of New York,
Yep.
which, the sad thing is I don't really want to say it, but she's kind of hot.
Oh my, and I love her, Dirty. She's so intelligent.
Yeah.
Okay, she's not hard to look at.
She's not bad on the
But,
eye.
oh
She's
my-
not
she-
Mrs. Dirty.
But I love, but I absolutely love how she is just so meticulous when she gets into her questioning, and then the questions that she asks, she's so prepared. So let's check this out and listen to what
I will.
she said.
And I love how they try to tie her up,
Right.
but she doesn't allow it.
Right.
So here is AOC. How do you say her
AOC.
name, Linda?
Alexandria Ocasio.
There you go.
Costa.
So here she
Yeah.
is. Now remember, right here as you see, this is the disclaimer. The news, views, and opinions shared in some of the videos created by One Universal Production Company do not represent the views and opinions or beliefs of above. This is due to the Fair Uses Act. Claimer of 1976, the year I was born. We have the right to use these, do copyright statutes that otherwise infringe nonprofit, educational, personal. And that's what this is. This is personal stuff, and we are bringing it to you guys so you
Is
guys
white
can see the
supremacy not
masses.
a global
Exactly.
issue?
So hold on, let me get back. There we go. Why is it so big like that in here? Do you notice that?
We've seen
right,
white
we're gonna start
supremacist
this over.
attacks that were clearly domestic.
Oh, you know why? Because I got it through my email,
Mm,
and the email file is always bigger. The
exactly.
joys of live television when you don't have actual producers.
I know,
And
right?
you have to do it all yourself.
We're getting
So,
there, though.
Here you go.
Is white supremacy not a global issue? We've seen white supremacist attacks that were clearly domestic terrorism. Experts, in fact, the acting AG, Jeff Sessions, even called some of these incidents domestic terrorism incidents. The Emmanuel AME Church shooting of Black Americans in Charleston and the Tree of Life synagogue shooting in Pittsburgh of Jewish people. Those were only designated and charged as hate crimes, not domestic terrorist incidents.
You're not going to find an actual charge of domestic terrorism out there. If you look at Title 18, right, you're looking for...
Well, it says here that, but at the San Bernardino shooting or the Orlando Pulse nightclub shooting, they were designated and charged as domestic terrorist incidents.
They were charged, I'd have to go back and look, they were charged likely with, if there was a connection to a foreign terrorist organization, it would likely fall under 18 U.S.C. 23 A or B.
So because the perpetrator was Muslim, doesn't it seem that because the perpetrator is
That's
Muslim,
not correct. That has nothing
that
to do
the
with that.
designation would
No.
say it's a foreign
That's
organization?
not correct. That is not correct.
Okay. Can you explain
Yeah.
why?
Homegrown violent extremists, most of the people we arrest in the United States, homegrown violent extremists, self-radicalized, born in the U.S., doesn't matter what religion.
But the Orlando Pulse Club shooter meets those qualifications, and you're
He was
implying.
worked as an international terrorist because he was following under the definition.
But he was
how we
homegrown
work
and
homegrown violent
self-radicalized.
extremist cases, how we work homegrown violent extremist cases under the global jihad. We worked under international terrorism. That is correct.
Is white supremacy not a global issue?
It is a global issue
So why are they not charged with foreign?
because the United
Terrorism.
States Congress doesn't have a statute for us for domestic terrorism like we do on a foreign terrorist organization like ISIS, Al Qaeda, Al Shabaab.
Could you see how this could create issues and discrepancies with how violent extremism by Muslim perpetrators could potentially, even if it's unintentional, but that there are holes and there are gaps here, not through your fault or any one specific person's fault. It could be our fault as Congress. But could you see how one could see how the way that we are pursuing and charging white supremacy, particularly if they tend to be charged with hate crimes, and where that same type of violence committed by a Muslim extremist could be charged with domestic terrorism. Hate crimes and domestic terrorism are treated and charged, they're different crimes, and they could be pursued differently with different resource allocations. Can you see how people would say that these are being treated differently?
Now,
Whoa.
this was from Now News.
Now this.
Yeah, Now This, which I absolutely love.
Yes.
Now This, love it, love it.
So, Dirty, why is it, do you think, that we're not hearing mainstream media report on this? Because I think her question was...
You really want me to tell you?
Oh, well, yeah, because I think her question was excellent.
You really want me to tell
Yeah,
you?
what do you
What's
think?
up, Ray? There's our boy Ray
Hey,
from
Ray.
Southern California.
All right.
The reason why is we cannot demonize the white man.
Right.
We cannot.
Even
Because
though,
the white man does nothing wrong.
even though he's the one that's shooting up all these people,
Correct.
killing all these people,
Correct.
that most of the mass murders are actually done by white, homegrown extremists.
Exactly.
Am I correct?
Exactly. So,
Right.
like you said, last week after we discussed it,
Uh-huh.
Wednesday, I get a text first thing to Wednesday morning.
Okay.
And it's like, Dirty, have you turned on the news? Have you heard the news? I'm like, no, what's up? You were telling me what we talked about last night was all over the news.
Oh,
It was on CNN,
yes, it was.
Fox, MSNBC, all of them.
It was like they were listening to our show last Tuesday,
Right.
Dirty.
So,
Seriously.
okay, so let's get this straight. I'm gonna say it again because I'm gonna lead into something that just happened here in St. Louis, in North St. Louis,
Okay.
in the neighborhood where I argued with you that we
Mhm.
should not bring the National Guard in or
Exactly.
anything like that.
And I think it's that same neighborhood where, unfortunately, a 7-year-old
That's
boy
the
was
one I
shot
was-
and killed yesterday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now let's really look at it. And as we talked about it, they're terrorizing an entire neighborhood.
Exactly.
They are doing exactly what all of these mass murder shooters are doing.
Exactly.
You want to get rid of gun control? We don't need gun control. What we need to do is tighten up on our laws
Exactly.
on how we classify this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So now, it would be different if you shot me.
Right.
That would just be, I'm just
you
using
and I
us as an
beefing.
example.
Exactly.
That would be different if, like if I shot you, that would
Right.
be considered a hate crime.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
If you shot me, that would be considered a hate crime.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're shooting into...
Well, but let's be real. It would be depending on the circumstances.
Exactly. Right.
Because if we're black and white, we're strangers, we don't know each other. Yes, that could be considered a
Right.
hate
But I
crime.
mean, if it was...
But if it's a domestic situation,
Correct.
You know what
You're
I'm saying?
100%
Right,
correct
exactly.
on that.
Right.
So let's clarify that.
right?
Okay.
And see, this is what I think. This is what AOC was trying to say.
Right.
She was trying to say, well, didn't he kind of do the exact same thing that the guy in Charleston did?
Well, he did exactly
Exactly.
what this
So
guy in
why are you
Charleston did.
Right.
Okay.
So why are you charging them different?
What was that movie
Right.
I told you to watch? The alt-right.
The alt-right.
Remember?
Exactly. Uh-huh.
And it was about the alt...
Netflix.
Yeah, it was about
Okay.
the alt-right, and it was
Right.
about the... what are they calling them now? What are they called?
Skinheads.
No, not them. The other people that are opposing them.
Okay.
The Afflicka or whatever.
Oh, Antifa.
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 Right. Okay.
Right. And I don't even. What the hell does Antifa stand for?
I can't remember. We talked about it. We're not going to go back into it.
Okay.
But what happened in Charleston where that guy ran that car into those crowded people?
Exactly.
He terrorized those people.
Yes.
That's not a hate crime.
Right.
That
It's
is
a terrorist.
That's yes. Let's justify what should be considered a hate crime and what's not a hate crime. And
Right.
what I would love to do is you just posted on your page about 5 years ago, regardless of, and I've said it and I'm going to say it again, regardless of what you think Michael Brown was.
Right.
No, regardless if he was a piece of crap
Right.
or if he was a good kid.
Right.
Regardless. Because you got some on the side saying he was a piece of crap.
Exactly.
You got some on the other side saying he was a good kid.
Right.
I watched Stranger Fruits. Go watch it. It will
Okay.
kind of change your opinion
Exactly.
on Michael Brown, just like it did me.
Yep.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just like it did to me.
Mm-hmm.
It changed my opinion. I'm like, okay, if he did grab for the gun, but then once you start seeing more of it, you're like, shit ain't adding up.
No.
So we just had the 5th anniversary
Right.
of a young man being murdered.
Right.
Okay? And the reason why I say the young man was murdered is you don't get a bullet coming to the top of your head
Right.
if you've not surrendered.
Exactly. And
If you've not surrendered,
right. And we unfortunately, it looks like the people, the head of the police association here in St. Louis County,
they
was
were
upset.
cheering it,
They were cheering
celebrating it.
Yes. Can
You
you
posted
believe
it.
that? I did.
You said, Wesley Bell,
I
what
did.
the hell?
And he
And our
said
great St. Louis
Louis-
County prosecuting attorney and said, it's
it's
disgusting.
disgusting. Absolutely.
And what I said, I go, it's sad
Absolutely.
that a young man had to die.
Right.
Again, it
And
goes back.
nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Right.
Nobody cares besides his family.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's what really woke up America to the racial tension in the United States.
I think, even though we had Tamir Rice and
Tavon Martin.
Tavon Martin before Michael
Mhm.
Brown, Michael was almost like he was the one that kind of lit the dynamite,
Mhm.
And
we're like, again, regardless of what you want to believe,
right.
if the kid was a piece of trash or he was a good kid,
Exactly.
regardless of what you want to believe, he still deserved
Right.
his chance
Right.
is day in court, not to be 6 feet deep,
For walking in the middle of the
walking
street.
in the middle of the street.
Because that really was the crime.
That's
Dirty.
really
Remember?
what it was.
Get your asses out the
That's
street.
really what it
Just-
was.
Disrespectful. Can't even say, hey guys, can you get out? And remember what I told you. I said, Dirty. Now, remember, we used to broadcast in that area.
Yes,
remember?
we did.
And I said, Dirty, I actually used to live in that area.
Right.
The only way because that's Chambers and West Florissant.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if he was walking in the middle of the street, he was walking either in the middle of Chambers, which is not correct, or the middle of West Florissant.
Right. Which it
Okay.
goes back by the apartments.
Exactly. Right. So I said he really wasn't technically in what we would call a busy street.
Right.
He was on what we would call like actually a apartment complex parking lot.
Right. Yeah. Basically.
So why are you harassing? But you know what? Let me tell you about karma. Okay. Let me just say this. And see, this is why I tell people that
Karma's a bitch.
big time. Okay.
Let's just put it like that.
Big time, right? Because see, what you do to others, it's gonna always
Come back
to you.
tenfold. Tenfold.
And will visit you, not only you, but your children and their children.
Yes,
It will go
exactly.
down
You're absolutely right.
generations,
So,
right?
regardless, like again,
Say
I will
that.
go back. Regardless of what you want to believe about this kid,
Right.
there's no need to celebrate this kid's death.
No, you don't celebrate any. That's like celebrating the death of the 7-year-old who
Okay,
just
so now
happened
let's
to
get
be
to
walking home with his sisters when somebody's decided to shoot up an alley. But I'm going to say this again. Here's my question to St. Louis County. Okay. You guys know I used to work for St. Louis Public Library. Okay.
Right.
Most of our security were off-duty police officers.
Correct.
That's why this really pains me to see what I see going on with our police officers, because some of them were really good guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Good cops. Some of them, I cross
They're
the
not
street
all
when I
piece of
see them.
shits.
Some of them are, some of them aren't.
Right.
It's like anything else. But Dirty, the really sad thing is people have just really, I agree with what you said last week. It's just a loss of humanity.
Yeah.
Where, it's, when has it become them against us?
Exactly. When has it?
Right.
Because it has now.
Yeah, it's definitely
It has
them
become
against us.
Them against us.
Right. It's so scary.
And it is. And it's just, it's sad to see
Right.
that this is where we're letting stuff go to
Exactly.
as a race of people.
Exactly.
You know, I love the people. I love the people. Okay? and hear me out now. Hear me out, okay?
Mhm.
I love the people that will post on their Facebook page the picture of the little white baby and the little black baby
Mhm.
and says they don't see color. We're
Right.
all one race.
Right.
Yet it will be people who have voted for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
You posted on our page, and I really wish. I mean, I'm happy our guest is coming in
Yeah.
because we have a lot to talk
We
about.
really do.
But what I liked about our man David Letterman
Right.
when he goes, we'll never have Donald Trump back on our show again
Do you have that video?
because
It was great.
he was he's a
He's
racist.
Right.
And he goes, and if you don't believe he's a racist, then you're a moron.
Right.
Now this is somebody coming from New York saying this,
Right.
okay?
Yeah.
Somebody from New York saying this, okay?
Yep.
What does that tell you?
Sad, isn't it?
What does that tell you, Linda?
I know, right?
Huh?
I know.
What does it tell you?
It tells me that things are just really, really bad, dirty.
Right.
Really, really bad.
You
I
know?
mean, like Jeffrey Epstein bad. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Hold on now.
Right.
Hold on.
What's with this man? You know, Donald Trump is he is really tweeting these conspiracy theories
Listen,
about.
listen, you know me.
Okay, come on. About
I'm
what
not
happened
really
to
a
Jeffrey
conspiracy
Epstein.
theorist.
Yes, he is, guys. Don't believe that.
But it seems awful funny that Mr. Epstein is dead.
Right.
Am I right?
Yes. And all the information and all the people that he knew that were involved with these underage girls.
It's awful funny.
Very funny, dirty. One of the people that I listened to on YouTube, they had I told you about it on our way into the studio. They said, so Jeffrey Epstein, is he in hell or Tel Aviv? Because you know that they really believe that this guy has some intelligence.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
They really
either
did.
the Mossad or even the CIA or
Yeah,
possibly
I mean,
both.
you're right. They did.
Exactly.
It's interesting. It really is interesting that this man was on suicide watch.
Yes.
And now he's dead.
Right. Did you hear that there was a comment that that people heard shrieking and screams coming out of his cell before they found him dead?
Mhm.
So was he kind of getting a last minute anus job and then they took him out? Because they really believe that
You never know.
They really believe
You never
that
know,
suicide,
right?
Yeah, I don't believe it was suicide. What do you guys think?
I mean, I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know.
If you wanna chat with us, we're on YouTube on our One Universal Production page.
Yep.
And the chat line is open. And we've got a lot of people. We've got Mr. Wyatt on our chat line and Mr. Ray from California, is it?
Mhm.
Okay. So if you guys want to, what do you guys think? Do you think Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide, or do you think he was... Same thing happened to, what was his name? Whitey Bulger, the mafia guy?
Yeah, I love that one,
They
don't
ended
you?
up killed him too,
Don't you
right?
love that one?
He ended up dying mysteriously.
Yeah,
in prison.
you gotta love that one, don't you?
I know, right?
Huh? That's
so
a
what do
good
you guys think, right?
one. That's a good one.
Right.
I've watched a lot of his documentaries.
Did you?
Yeah. Have you?
He's kind of crazy. You know, I don't really like to watch stuff like that.
No, you don't. You're not like me. I'm loving that. I love that shit.
All that crazy stuff.
I do. I love that shit. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. It's just really interesting that we're getting to a point to where we just don't really care about anything. Like right now, we have a 7-year-old child that is literally dead. Doesn't get to start school.
Right.
Right?
Well, and dirty. The circumstances of his murder makes absolutely no sense.
Right. Yet,
Somebody ran past an alley and just started shooting down the alley, hit him and an 18-year-old.
but yet, we're not hearing anything about that.
No.
Not at all.
I actually had to find out about it on YouTube before I heard about it
Right.
on regular.
But we're not hearing anything about that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Nothing
Exactly.
about that at all.
Right.
Which it's really funny because how I can broadcast on certain things, but I can't broadcast on certain things.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like
All
for
right.
some reason, our show has literally been shut down. I keep looking.
Okay, so we're supposed to have a caller.
supposed to have a
come in.
caller,
Yep.
but
Talk
we'll-
about a friend of mine. His name
going.
is Jeremiah.
Right?
And we won't give his last name because he's going to tell us some scary stuff.
I don't know if it's scary. You know
We
me.
will see, right?
You know me. I love that kind of stuff, though. I love all that mumbo jumbo. You know, Mrs. Dirty was out of town,
Mm-hmm.
and it was, I figured it would be nice and relaxing for me,
Okay.
but it really wasn't.
It wasn't all.
Well, no, I mean, we were broadcasting
Yeah.
3 days a week.
Yeah.
By the time Thursday rolled around, I was just so.
Oh, wiped out.
Hey.
There we go. All right.
Speaking of that, is this Jeremiah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello. How are you? Welcome to One Nation Network. I am Dirty. You know my co-host, correct?
Hey, Mr. Jeremiah.
Oh yeah. I've heard of that lady a time or two.
There you go. So, on our show, we talk about a lot of different things. And one of our shows that we've talked about as of recently was Ghost and how I believe in aliens. And we broadcast out of the Limp Brewery, which is haunted.
We get
Yeah, I'm very familiar with them.
Oh
Right.
yeah, we get all kind of weird stuff.
All kinds of weird stuff. So Linda says that you have an interesting story that you would like, or you've had some kind of paranormal experiences.
Yeah. Actually, I just to give you a little background about myself.
Right.
I
That's
founded
good.
about 20 years ago. 20 years ago,
Okay.
I started a paranormal society out of Ohio.
Okay.
So I used to do a lot of the same kinds of things you guys see on TV before it was really big on TV.
Okay.
So I've had a lot of stays at, notorious places. Lots of experiences collecting evidence, things like that of my own.
Right. Okay. Okay. So, like, what's one of the craziest places you've ever investigated?
I would say probably the place that people would know the most about would probably be Limp.
Okay.
I stayed at Limp Mansion.
Okay.
I stayed overnight there. I investigated there.
All right. So let me tell you.
Um,
Hold on before I cut you off. Let me tell you a story that
Sure.
happened to me.
Okay.
So
okay.
the very first time we ever stayed at the Limp Brewery,
Right.
it was for my ex-wife's birthday.
Okay.
It was
Was it the brewery or the
no, it was the mansion.
Right. Okay.
We checked in on April 13th.
Okay.
Pouring rain.
Okay.
We stayed in the Elsa room. You familiar with the Elsa room?
Which color? What color is that room?
That's on the third floor where the monkey boy is and all that
oh
stuff.
my God.
That's on the
Okay.
third floor.
I was not. I believe I was on the third floor during the investigation.
Okay. So
But I stayed on the second.
you stayed in the. I got a story about the Lavender Lady room too, but let me finish mine and I'll tell you. So we're sitting there
Okay.
and it's about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, thundering and lightning. All of a sudden, I feel the covers getting pulled off of me, and I'm like,
Oh wow.
"What the hell is going on?" I wake up and there is like this shadowy figure at the foot of my bed, and I'm laying there
Wow.
going,
Yeah, that's rare.
I'm dreaming this. I'm really dreaming this shit. Yeah, I can't. I mean, because we've been drinking all night and stuff, and I'm like, I'm dreaming this. So I've had some really weird things. So, what's some of the weird things you've had happen to you at the Limp Brewery or the Limp Mansion?
Well, I can tell you, nothing as good as that. That's kind of some holy grail kind of stuff. So, yeah, seeing an apparition in any form, partial, full, mist, whatever that may be, is the holy grail. So that's something that I have not personally experienced
And
as
then-
far as apparition wise.
and also the
However, at Limp,
hey, wait a minute, Jeremiah, and also the fact that this entity was actually pulling the covers off of you. That's scary as hell.
Right. Yeah.
yes, I'm having a hard time hearing Linda.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now? All right, I said it's really kind of scary.
Turn it that way.
Okay, here we go. Is it? Oh, there we go. Kind of scary that this entity actually he could see it pulling the blanket off of him or feel it. That's scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a little freaky.
Right.
All right, so at the limp, what happened to you?
I didn't have any major experiences at Limp. What I did experience was outside of Limp. I'm sure you're familiar with downstairs as well. You know the room that looks like the jungle.
Yes.
Outside of that room, there's a platform with stairs that go down to the back area.
Yep.
So I was out there. I'm a smoker. This was the night I was staying there, so I was out there having a cigarette. I was there with a lady. She was downstairs, and she was standing in Limp. Now, keep in mind, when you stay overnight at Limp, people know that you are in charge of the mansion. No employees are at Limp at all overnight. So you have a key. If you leave, you have to lock up, etc.
Yep.
So I'm standing outside. The door's open. I'm smoking a cigarette. She's standing in the dining area. Everything's pitch black. Everything's dead silent. Nobody's there. It's like 2-something in the morning. And she goes, "Do you hear that?" And I say, "Hear what?" She goes, come here. So I went inside. When I went inside, I was listening, and you could hear what sounded like people working,
Yes.
bustling about.
Yes.
Things like China being moved.
Yep.
Then when I was heading back upstairs to my room, and when we heard that, we thought, okay, well, we'll take a look around, just natural curiosity.
Right.
I come from an investigation background, car repo, a whole bunch of stuff, so naturally I get inquisitive. So I'm looking around, I'm walking the bottom floor, through the bar, through the kitchen. Everything again is pitch black. Nobody's around at all. So I'm like, all right, well, that was great. It's a good personal experience. I did not have equipment running or anything like that at that time, so nothing that I caught. But as I was going up the stairs, I heard a bell ring, and I thought, okay, well, where's that? So I'm looking around, I don't see bells anywhere. So the next morning, before I checked it out, I'm talking to my hostess, and she says to me, I said to her, do you guys have any bells around here? She says, yeah. She goes, we got one on the door there. And she said, that's the only bell we have, though.
Right.
And this is the door to the front, to the
front
mansion
door. Right.
entrance.
Yes.
Yeah, so I walk over there, I ring the bell, and it sounds exactly like what I heard. So it was definitely that bell. It makes perfect sense. But the bottom line is, if you guys get a chance to be at Limp, please go visit them. It's a lot of fun. They have good food.
Oh, it's
and I'm not here to promote. I'm not here to promote for Limp. I'm not being paid. I'm just telling you guys, it's a really cool place with a really deep history that you can actually experience and be a part of.
Now, I also stayed in the Lavender Lady room once, the purple room.
That's the room I stayed in.
Right. Okay. So, did you smell the lavender in the room?
I did occasionally. Okay. Yeah, you could catch it. It was never real strong for me, but I was able to catch it.
It was like somebody walked by you smelling like lavender.
Yeah, it was kind of like almost like you were catching the aftermath of somebody's perfume or something.
Exactly.
Like maybe they had put it on an hour ago, and maybe you just happened to catch it.
Right. So now, what got you into doing paranormal investigation?
Well, it started for me. The curiosity started from a very young age. My grandfather was a reverend, so I used to always hear things. He used to tell me a lot of stories himself about stuff.
Okay.
And I think that kind of built my curiosity. And then when I was around the age of 4, I remember that was probably the first time I ever really experienced something, which I guess maybe in a way I have seen an apparition. I would be in my bed late at night. Parents, everyone's in bed, lights out.
Right.
Maybe I think there's a bathroom light on or something, but I could see what looked like the image of just a very dark figure.
Okay.
Featureless, though.
Right.
Basically a dark shadow within darkness.
Okay.
So, and it would stand in my doorway. It would never say anything. It would never move. It would never do anything. It would almost be like those little shadow cutouts you see in people's yards that look like someone leaning against a tree or something.
Right.
But
okay.
Yeah, and I remember just being terrified, like literally not able to move, not able to speak. I mean, it was just like the presence of whatever it was powerful enough to suppress me. Now I didn't feel anything physically. I didn't feel harmed.
Okay.
It was just like a fear.
All right.
You just knew that whatever was there was not normal, and I would see that occasionally.
Okay.
But that would be the only thing that would happen. There would never be anything otherwise. Now, at the age of 4, I don't think I knew what to look for either.
Well, yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, so I don't know. There may have been other little things that I just didn't realize was that weird that may have been going on. So, but I do specifically remember that at a very young age.
Okay. So now you said that that's what kind of started it. So how old were you when you actually said, okay, I kind of want to take my curiosity and turn it more into something and see if there's something out there? What age were you at that time?
I would say, I don't remember the exact age. I would say I was old enough at the time to be questioning things about life, right? So, everybody always wondered, where did I come from? Why am I here?
Right.
How do we exist? And I don't know about you, but I've thought about, well, what was here before space was here?
Right.
Of course, the Bible has its opinion. And I'm not going to dive into all that. However, even though my grandfather was, what was that?
Listen, we have on this show, me and Linda went back and forth about that before.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
Well, I just mean I'll go on some rant and we'll never really get to the point.
Right, I got you.
So, yeah, so believe me, I'm quite the talker. There's no, there will never be an issue with me giving an opinion or having a discussion.
Oh, that's fine.
So, but anyways, so at that point, when I started questioning things about life in general, I started questioning, I heard always about paranormal stuff. Plus, shows started popping up on TV, right?
Right.
So you started seeing a lot of things, even before things like Ghost Hunters or, whatever. There were shows that would be done by the History Channel that would be like, hauntings of history or things like that. And they always super interested. I mean, I was always super interested.
Right.
So I watched every single piece of that stuff I could ever get my hands on. And then I just started learning and just started learning and learning. And, of course, then Ghost Hunters came around and I really started to grow in my mindset as far as how should I approach this? What should I be looking at?
Right.
Because a lot of it's explainable or it's your imagination or, those kinds of things. But there are certain things that clearly are not.
Right.
And so what started happening was I started, observing what they were doing and how they did it and what equipment they had and what techniques they were using. They were going about it in a scientific way, which I'm a very logical thinker. So those kinds of things start making sense.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, I basically just started thinking about how I would go about it, and I wanted to find out for sure, is there something after this life? That's the ultimate question, right? Everyone wants to know that. So, and to me, people place it in faith, they place it in God, they place it in, after I'm dead, I'm in the dirt, and that's it.
Right.
So, there's a ton of beliefs. I don't think we'll ever truly know until we're there. But the matter is, the ideal behind it would be to seek evidence that would prove to me, or that I felt was sufficient enough that I could say, I absolutely believe that when I die, that ain't the end. So that was always the goal, because that's what we all want, right?
Okay, so Jeremiah, you believe in reincarnation?
And actually, Dirty, if you don't mind, can you repeat anything that Linda said?
Oh, wow.
That's
okay.
weird.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I really, I hear her faintly.
Okay.
It sounds like she's sitting a little ways away from you.
I'm right on top of the mic.
It's not really clear.
All right, hold on. Let me try this.
Okay.
This works. All right, are you there?
Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Yeah, I can still hear you, but she still sounds very
and
similar.
now he's just in one ear instead of two. Hold on.
Okay. So can you barely hear her still, or?
Can you hear me now?
I have all of her
Yeah,
stuff
it still sounds the same.
Okay.
Okay, we'll just repeat.
So she wants to know, do you believe in reincarnation?
Exactly.
Okay, so as far as reincarnation goes, I think that that's a matter of it could be anything to do with religions. I do sometimes believe that I feel personally, I feel like I'm a very wise person at heart,
Okay.
and I feel like I've lived, I've done a lot in my 40 years, so I feel like I've lived more, or have more life experience than most adult men, in their 80s, or 2 or 3 adult men in their 80s.
Right.
So, but I also feel like I have a deep understanding of communication, people as a whole, what makes sense to people, what makes them tick. I pay attention to a lot of those kind of things. So, I don't know, as a whole, I feel like I'm very connected to the Japanese.
Okay.
And I don't know why, because there's no Japanese in my family at all. In any way, shape, or form.
All right.
And actually, I've done my DNA testing, and I traced my family all the way back to 1200 England.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, they were a prominent family in a town back then. That town doesn't exist anymore, but the town carried my last name.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, we changed the mic. Let's see.
All right, now I changed mics. Can you hear me now?
Actually, I hear her less if she's talking. I don't hear her at all.
Hold on. All right, try it now, Linda.
No, I think you just turned it totally off.
What is going on?
Linda, you're a mute.
Uh-huh.
No, you gotta love it.
Okay. All right. So here's the thing, Jeremiah. You told, first of all, my niece knows both Jeremiah and Dirty. So when she found out that they were going to be on the show together, she laughed. She goes, Linda, Jeremiah and Dirty? Oh my God. She goes, there's no way you're going to be able to get a word in edgewise, But can you?
Well, I would love to comment to that, but I have no idea, Lisa.
Oh, okay. So, Dirty, ask him. He told me, and how's this? Still can't hear me?
I switched microphones.
Okay.
That was my microphone, so you should be able to hear it.
All right. So, can you hear me now, Jeremiah?
I don't know what it is. It's so weird.
Hold on. Try it now.
Can you hear me now?
You gotta love the.
You know how when you try to have a conversation with someone through a
Can you hear me
speakerphone,
now?
and you know how you like cuts in and out where you could barely hear them? That's what it sounds like. Just happened.
Okay. So hold on. All right. So Linda says, her
Okay,
niece.
so he told my niece and I this really scary story about when him and his, I think it was maybe the first wife, lived in a trailer park. Ask him if he feels comfortable sharing that with us. It's scary as hell.
Okay.
Yeah, I still can't hear you, though, Linda.
That's
Hold
okay.
on.
He's gonna
So
repeat
Linda
it.
said that when you were over at her and Erica's house, you had told a story about you and your first wife
Living in a
living-
trailer.
Yeah.
trailer park. She wants to know if you feel comfortable enough telling that
It
story
was really scary.
because she
Yeah,
said,
yeah, absolutely.
"All right." So start.
But if you don't mind, can I wrap up where I was going with
Go ahead.
the reincarnation question?
Oh yeah.
So I'll speed along. But anyways, no Japanese in my family at all. But every time, I grew up loving Bruce Lee, even though he's not technically Japanese. But watching and learning from Japanese, watching different Japanese movies, martial arts, etc. I became a martial artist. Did that for like 20 years. I have Japanese tattoos on me. Every time I think about Japan, I watch anything related to Japan, I feel like a strong connection. Almost like I feel like those are my people. It's very hard to explain, but regardless, I believe that reincarnation is very possible.
Okay.
I believe that maybe the ultimate picture, and follow along, would be, what if the goal at the end of your being is that your soul, in order to qualify, so to speak, or to reach a level to enter heaven, or the ultimate utopia, whatever that may be in your religion, maybe your soul has to become complete. In order for your soul to become complete, you must have experienced enough things to grow wise enough as a soul. And in order to do that, maybe you have to live multiple lives and experience everything from pure joy to pure terror. Maybe in your next life you may be murdered. maybe in your last life you may have been a king.
Okay.
But the point is, once you have become a complete being, so to speak, you've experienced the complete cycle of what it is to be a being. That would be the ultimate existence. At which point, you would be granted entrance to heaven or whatever your belief is. Now, that's just an idea. Truthfully, I don't know what to truly believe. I do pray. I do believe in a higher being. So I do definitely do that, but I am not the type of person that's going to open the Bible and go, man, that's fact.
Right.
Or the type of person that's going to open the Bible and go, I'm going to live my life by what this book says it was written, thousands of years.
Right.
The world has changed. You must evolve. You cannot live your life based on what a book said, 1,000 years ago. Not only that, it was passed down. What happens in a telephone game? Information gets switched up all the time, right?
Yeah.
So if it was not directly given to the person that wrote it by God himself, it was passed down by 1,000 years of people before. So to me, I believe that the intent is totally good. I believe the intent is totally related to God and all of those things, but I don't feel like you could put your full trust in that book because of those circumstances.
Right, I got what you're saying.
So, but regardless, I believe reincarnation is very possible. And if you look at it in some of the ways that I try to be very open-minded in some of the ways that I've thought about it, that's plausible.
Right, yeah. I 100% agree with that. I mean, that's kind of how I look at life itself is, I'm not, me and Linda have this argument all the time. She's more about the Bible than I am.
I'm more about the word.
Than I am. All right, so
neither one of us do the church thing.
Right. So I want to hear the story because we
got about 15 minutes.
Yeah, we got about 15 minutes. So Linda says that you had this story that you told her and Erica.
Right.
When you were at their house about your experience with you and your ex-wife. So I want to hear that.
Just to clarify, I've only been married once, and that's my current wife.
Current wife.
It was my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, ex-girlfriend. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, it was my ex-girlfriend. Okay. She's the mother of my oldest son.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, we were very young at the time. We were probably, I'd say, about 19, probably.
Okay.
Her dad had bought us a trailer, kind of as a gift. It's our first place to live. So we moved in. It's a pretty nice trailer. It's a double wide. I don't remember the length. It was double wide in the first half with a big nice bay window. But it had one single hallway. During the hallway, you had a bedroom on the left, then you had a bathroom, and you had a little closet in between there that stored a stackable washer and dryer.
Okay.
Straight ahead was a doorway to a bedroom. So, how it first started is we would have friends over, they would hear noises, or, they would say things like, I used to, for kids in the neighborhood where I live, I would teach them martial arts for free, as long as they produced, B's or better on their grade cards.
Okay.
So, I had this one particular little boy that used to come over. I don't know, he was probably 10 to 12, somewhere in that range. He used to come over, I don't even remember how we had it scheduled, and I would, teach him, and he was doing good in school, and one day I was sitting there, my son was 2 at the time, and I was sitting on the couch, and I was on the phone with my girlfriend at that time, his mom, and when I hung up, the little boy says to me, hey, who's in the back? I said, no one. I said, why? He said, because I heard someone coughing. And I said, where? He says, back there. He said, sound like somebody was coughing. I said, well, buddy, there's nobody back there. I said, I don't know. I said, I haven't heard anything like that. Right. That kid got up and walked out the door immediately.
Right.
Didn't say another word. He just got up and left. And then we used to have, I had a little pit bull at the time, would randomly bark at things that you couldn't see. You know, classic stories you hear about animals in Supernatural.
Right.
And she would go darting down that hallway toward that bedroom, far in the back. And as soon as she would get close to that door, you would hear that door slam shut, and I mean slam. And the crazy part about it was, is this particular time when I went back there to look at it, is we had a bunch of clothes piled up in the hallway there because we were doing some laundry.
Right.
So they were on the floor, and they were protruding into that room. So when I opened the door to look in the bedroom, because I thought, why in the world would that happen? You know, because it was very forceful. There was nothing at all. You know, I didn't see anything, didn't hear anything. Just an empty room. Well, it was our bedroom. But as I went to close the door, it was very hard to close because the clothing was blocking the doorway. So as I had to actually like kind of force it closed. But when it slammed shut, it sounded like nothing would have been blocking it, and
Right.
somebody slammed it, you know, really hard.
Right.
So, and then my mom, and anytime you had somebody over, if you mentioned these strange things that was going on, you would start hearing what sounded like something running across the roof of the trailer. And it wouldn't be sounding like, you know, little paw prints or something. It would be sounding like a grown man.
Like somebody was on top of it.
Yeah, like someone was literally on the roof running back and forth.
Okay.
But of course, you know, if you go outside, you know, there ain't nothing there. I mean, it's literally in like an open field. You know, there wasn't anything, you know, that would even be touched. So then, like my mom was over one day, we had some people in the back, that were staying with us. And my mom went to my bedroom, I can't remember what she was doing, but I put them in my room or something. But she yelled up to me, I was in the living room, she said, hey, how's Greg in the bedroom? And I said, which was one of the people we had staying with us. And I said, no, I said, he's not even here. I said, why? She says, I can't open the door. And I said, what do you mean you can't open it? She said, it feels like it's being held shut or it's locked or something.
Okay.
And I went back there and door opened up fine. Nothing in there. Again, no sounds, no smell. You know, nothing. And the door closed fine, and I even twisted it both ways. You know, sometimes the door handle only opens when you twist it one way.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And it would open both ways. And, you know, so I told her, I don't know. I said, you know, he's clearly not here, so. And then the absolute, like, last straw, we were sitting, because it was double wide, I'm a hardcore gamer, so
Mm-hmm.
I had to, you know, my girl at the time didn't want to sit around and watch me play games, so we had two entertainment stands. We had a couch in the middle, one entertainment stand behind it with a chair that I played on, and one entertainment stand in front of the couch that had, you know, TV and stuff.
Right.
So she was sitting there on the couch, I was sitting behind it, playing games, and she looks over and she goes, oh my God, did you see that? And I'm like, what? You know, she says that I saw a little girl over there. And, you know, I'm like, quit it. I'm like, knock it off. Well, and she goes, no, I'm serious. It was like right there. And I didn't see anything. So my son, who again was 2, walks over to the corner and points. And then grabs his finger and says, no bite. And I walked over there, and it was frigid. I mean, it was like walking into a full-on freezer. And as soon as that happened, I was like, yeah, it's time to go. And we just grabbed some stuff, and we literally left on the spot.
Wow.
And, yeah, and we left, and, you know, we moved our stuff out, and then later on, we went back to the trailer park because we wanted to see the trailer because we were looking to get rid of it, and it wasn't there. Literally wasn't there.
Wait.
And we went and talked to
Hold on.
the entire trailer
to the
was
park.
gone.
And it was gone.
Yes.
Okay.
And I went over to the office where we were renting the lot from,
Okay.
and I said, "What did you guys do with my trailer?" And they said, "What are you talking about?" And I said, "No, the trailer that I lived in." I said, It was there when I left a couple weeks ago. Not there now. And they said they had no idea what happened to it.
Wait.
They said they didn't take it. They didn't have it moved. They have no idea. They didn't even know it was gone.
Wait, hold on.
They claim.
Hold on. So, yeah.
Well, they claim.
Okay.
They could have just been thieves.
Right, okay. So you go back to the trailer, and it's gone. Just simply
Yep.
gone.
I go back to an empty spot. Literally. And I had found out that a guy died in it that owned it previous of a heart attack.
Really?
And he was an older guy. And I'd be willing to bet that that back room was his bed. And I'd be willing to bet that he didn't give us shit for going in it because we lived there.
Right.
But when my mom tried to go back there, or when the dog chased it back there,
Right.
it wasn't allowing anyone around it. That's the only thing that logically makes sense to me. And I found out that her dad only paid like $4,500 for that trailer. And it was really nice.
That's messed up.
It's crazy. Like, and that happened to me shortly before I started actually doing my own investigation.
Wow.
And got a team together, got equipment, and all that type of stuff.
All right, so what we're going to have you do, because we're going to have you come the next, I mean, do you live in St. Louis or? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So what we're going to have to do is, because in this studio with all these lights, it gets very hot, and then we're starting to hear, as you're telling this story, we're hearing knocks through our studio, and we thought somebody was at our door, but it wasn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's anytime we start talking crazy stuff, like we've been able to hear Linda all night, and now her mic's not really working. No.
Yeah, and I'm telling
Can you
you,
hear me okay?
talking about it used to trigger it.
Right. So
Uh-huh.
anytime we talk about crazy stuff,
Right.
we always get some kind of malfunction going somewhere on this show. And Linda always thinks I'm screwing with her, and I'm not. But it always happens. It's messed
Exactly.
up. It's really weird. But let's have you come on again. We really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Maybe what we could do is a One Nation Network. When we talk to the Limp in October to see about doing a broadcast,
Absolutely.
maybe we have you come down and we kind of do like an investigation while we're there. Do like
Oh, yeah.
a live
Yeah, I'd love that.
investigation and broadcast. You bring
Yeah.
your equipment. We follow you
Ooh,
around.
We follow him around.
Oh, actually, I don't own the equipment anymore.
Oh, well, we'll figure it out. We got
That
cameras.
was literally like probably 15 years ago.
Oh, well, we got cameras, so we can figure it out.
Yeah.
It's no worries.
Just the fact that we're walking
Yeah, and I
with
think,
cameras
like,
would probably be a good thing.
I mean, I don't know if you guys do this stuff regularly or if you have budgets for this stuff. I mean, like EMF meters and stuff like that, literally probably like $15 over the internet.
Right, yeah.
And there's probably,
See? There,
What happened?
it cut him off.
Oh my God! We
Full
actually
bars.
full
Bars, and it cut him off.
and it cut him off. Wow! And for those of you out, if you want to try to get it back,
Switch over to that mic.
okay. So
There you go.
Can you hear me
move that
now?
one out of the
Okay.
shot. Oh, there we
Okay,
go.
there he is.
All right, Jeremiah, it literally cut you off.
We weren't touching.
yeah, somehow they had a phone call drop.
Yeah, literally, it's exactly what happened.
Well, you know what's funny is I have Verizon, and I seriously never drop calls.
Yeah. Well, and now as we're talking, as I'm watching, like Linda, look at you on the camera. Look how you're starting to pixelate.
I saw that earlier, and there's nothing.
And you're wearing a white
I'm
shirt.
actually wearing a white shirt.
This kind of stuff happens all the time
exactly.
to us.
And now I can see.
And you know what's really weird too is like it's really right now it's getting very fuzzy sounding. Like I can't understand you anymore.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
wow.
crazy. All right, well, we're
All
gonna
right,
let you
we'll
go,
call- Yep.
and then we'll pick this up on another day. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right.
Just have Linda text me or something.
All
We'll follow
right,
up.
we will.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, it's a real pleasure. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Thank you,
And
sir.
I appreciate all the listeners out there taking the time.
Yeah.
Tell him I said thanks, Dirk.
All right, have a good night,
Say
guys.
thank you. You too. Now, Linda.
Yes.
Now look, you
my
saw me. I'm
God.
over here working things, right?
Yeah.
Your mic starts acting up.
Yeah.
We even switched microphones.
Yes.
He could hear me on my microphone
without a problem,
but
Dirty.
we switched it to you.
And he could not
He
even
couldn't hear
it.
you.
Exactly.
I'm getting fucking goosebumps.
New levels, new what?
No, literally, we switched microphones
Yeah,
so
we
he
did.
could hear you.
Absolutely. You were talking to him without any problem.
No problems.
And then all of a sudden, when you gave me your microphone,
He still couldn't
he
hear
still
you.
couldn't hear you. And then at the end, after we heard the knocking at the door, 'cause
Right.
I'm looking at Dirty going, is there somebody knocking at the door? Oh my God. And listen, guys, if you're not familiar with Lynn Mansion, if you're not from the St. Louis area, I just posted
She
a
did.
link to the Legends of America's Most Haunted. This is actually according to
And
this article.
Are
Go
you
ahead,
ready for
sweetie.
this?
Go ahead.
I can't show you,
Okay.
but look, I'm going to lean it down. Look what the computer is doing right now. Do you see what it's doing?
Okay.
It's just spinning.
Yeah.
I can't switch camera angles or nothing. What
Yeah.
the hell is going on?
Yep. Look at this.
Like, I
Dirty.
can't even go to our Facebook page.
I know. You can. Oh, you can't even switch over.
No!
can you? Oh my God.
I can't do anything.
I just posted a link from Legends of America which calls the haunted Lynn Mansion in St. Louis
Right.
one of the 10 most haunted places in America.
Yeah.
And listen to this, Dirty. It says this guy wrote about this. He says ghosts were created when the first man woke in the night.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Oh
Now, here,
my
I'll tell you
God.
another story.
So
So,
we're gonna have to talk to your buddy and see if
Well,
we
see,
can
now
do
I can't
something
hear you.
in October.
to-
Can you hear me
lean it
now?
up. There you go.
Okay,
Lean it up a little.
perfect.
There
There
you
we
go.
go.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna have to talk to your buddy, and we need to do that like
Actually,
now.
It's funny because one of the people that went to the Lit Brewery with me,
When you did that,
well, it was my best friend,
Right.
Lino.
oh,
There's
right,
been some other stuff that we've done.
okay,
But Juan went with us. Him and his wife
right,
went to the Lit Brewery with us.
okay,
They left in the middle of the night. We had a snowstorm. It was for Mrs. Dirty's birthday.
oh, okay,
We had a snow come in.
right,
It's like 4 years ago when that unexpected snowstorm came in.
right, I remember that.
They literally left 6 inches of ground on the fucking ground.
6
Snow.
inches of snow, right? Oh,
They
my
left
God.
in the middle of the night at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Scared
we
them
wake
that
up.
bad, huh?
We wake up. We walk down to go breakfast. We're like, "Where's Juan and George?"
Right.
We go up to the room, empty. I text him. I'm like, "Hey, dog, where you at?" He's like, "Dude, call me later." We left.
Wow. We got to if we could get in there to do a show, we got to have him tell that story
Okay.
about why they left.
Okay,
We're
so
gonna
I
just
literally,
leave it at
Linda,
that.
you see,
Oh my God, Dirty.
did you ever notice? Here's what I'm saying. You ever notice when we talk about crazy stuff,
Yep.
crazy things start happening
Absolutely.
every
Absolutely.
time.
Never fails.
I love it.
I know, right?
It's great. I mean, hey, this is One Nation Network
Right.
TV. I am Dirty. Sitting right there is One Universal Productions' very own best-selling author, the one, the only.
Oh, Linda D. Brown.
Hey, with Missouri passing the medical marijuana,
Right.
please go to OneNationNetworkTV.com.
Right.
Get her book, The Beginner's Guide to U.S. Canadian Pot Stocks. It's a great book.
Ta-da!
There it is right there. You
Yep.
can see it, investing in Canadian
Absolutely.
and U.S. Now that makes more sense because I always say U.S. Canadian.
It's Canadian
It
and
doesn't
US.
run off the tongue. So
Right.
a beginner's guide to investing in Canadian and U.S. pot stocks. It's a very easy book to read.
It really is,
It,
Dirty.
it tells you how to do it.
The sad thing is, here's why you guys have got to jump on this now. I wrote this this was actually published in 2017,
I thought it's
2018.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and it was actually because I did it originally as just an ebook. Okay,
Right,
so the ebook came out in 2017.
right.
Most of the stock prices at the time were what we consider penny stocks,
Yes.
under $5-10 a share. Most of those shares are now $80
Yeah,
a share.
right.
So if you jumped on it as soon as this book came out, you're sitting on a nice piece of money.
Just like you
We're-
are.
Hello. Look, just sitting up there waiting for me, okay? It's just gonna just sit up there and I'm just gonna continue to let it grow. I'm thinking about trying to get a date together where I could, because I actually have this whole book available in a PDF format.
You do.
Yeah, so I could do a teaching about it
Right.
just right there and just kind of show the whole book. You need to buy a copy because you want to go back and make sure that you have it. But guys, if you missed out on Amazon, if you missed out on Facebook and YouTube and what we just saw, what did we just read about how much
Right.
YouTube sold for?
1.6 billion.
billion, Dirty.
But do you know where else you can get that book too?
Where else can you get this book? One Nation Network TV on our website.
Or you can
And-
meet the author live
Oh, yeah.
August 29th as the Comedy Swamp presents an intimate night with the DCS show. Linda will be there.
Books
to
are
support.
$10. Absolutely. I'll be autographing them. And
Yep.
any questions that you have about the medical marijuana, you let me
All
know.
right there in that book.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I didn't bring in. I just got and guys, seriously, at 61 years of age, this is so great because again, if we missed out on Amazon, YouTube, Facebook, not investing, now is the time to get in on something that's really, really great.
Yeah,
you know,
Exactly.
right? And you can still find some. There's a company that I just invested in, Dirty, because I'm just gonna put it out there. What
Go ahead.
they do all the packaging
Mhm,
for the medical or the recreational.
mhm.
If you're getting gummies, if you're
Mhm.
getting the brownies, if you're getting even just the containers, I guess what they put the marijuana itself in,
Right.
they do all the packaging.
Yeah.
Currently, this is currently under $6 a share.
Right.
I can show you guys how to get some.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, see me on
August 29th.
August 29th
At the Crawdaddies as the Comedy Swamp presents an intimate night with the DCS show.
All
Also,
right.
if you don't want to wait, go to One Nation Network TV.
Absolutely.
Go there. Linda's got all of her books on there. She
Absolutely.
is, when I say Linda is an Amazon
Best-selling
bestseller,
author.
she is actually a bestseller author.
Absolutely.
And Linda, I did notice something in your hand.
Okay. Yeah.
I did notice something.
Yes, Dirty. You know what? You didn't get a chance to see it.
No.
We did that.
There it is.
Can you guys see that?
This one, this camera.
Okay, here we go. There we go. So remember a couple weeks ago, we did the party, the web online party for Unicorn Pearls by Kylie.
Yep.
And this is my beautiful keychain. So see that pearl that she
There's the
actually,
pearl.
remember that pearl that she actually
Yep.
took out of the, she took
Is
that out of the
is that
clam.
the
You want to look at
bluish-
it?
Is that the bluish black one?
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
that one's really sweet.
Wasn't it really
Yeah,
sweet?
that was really sweet.
Exactly.
Check that out.
I know, right? So we're going to try to get a
Right
commercial
there.
together for Miss Kylie. Exactly.
Well, we were going to do that tonight, but
Yeah.
no, okay, no more talking freaky shit. Because you notice,
Oh, well, there goes my whole repertoire.
I know,
Are you
but
serious?
you notice, okay, guys, you really want to go to
Right.
unicornpearls.com
Right,
or go to Unicorn
Unicorn
Pearls with
Pearls with
Kylie
Kylie.
on Facebook.
right.
This is the keychain. I think you paid like
$40 for it. I think it was 35 plus
Yeah,
taxes. Like
right,
maybe
yeah,
right,
yeah,
right,
you're right,
under
exactly.
50.
you go
Right.
there, get the
Look
pearls.
at, isn't that cute?
It is. It's very cute.
Exactly.
Then you can go and get them engraved. But go
Right.
check out Unicorn Pearls with Kylie on Facebook. Kylie is wanting to start doing in-home parties.
Yep.
So hit her up
Absolutely.
on Facebook. Talk to her. Kylie said she would travel up to 3 hours
Absolutely.
to do
Right.
a party.
Right.
It's a fun time. She
Right.
will show you guys how to break the pearls,
Right.
clams, and all that, and you could do all of that.
And you know what, Dirty? I meant to say another thing that I offer is also home parties for if you have a group of people
That's yeah.
interested in learning how to invest in stock, especially this new green market,
The
as
green
we
market,
call it.
baby.
Give me hit me up at Linda Brown 45 Spoken Word Press 2010 at gmail.com. That's my actual Spoken Word Press email. Again, that's Spoken Word Press 2010 at gmail.com. If you live in the St. Louis area,
Right.
I'm not going to travel that far. I will do Illinois. But if you'd like for me to do a home party with a group of friends or family members, just let me know.
Yep.
I'll be more than happy to do it.
And with that being said, check us out tomorrow on One Universal Productions. We will have the XFL.
Now, what is that noise, Dirty?
Now that's not a band noise.
No, that's not a bad
That's
noise.
not a band noise.
No.
Because we thought the knock on the door, but we figured out it was the drum.
Right.
But that squeak was not a band noise.
No, and that I hate to say it, when I heard that door knock, that was not that drum beat either.
Right.
I heard
And
somebody
with
like
that
they were
being said,
tapping.
this is One Nation Network TV. I am Dirty. Sitting right over there is the one, the only.
We are Lynn B, and we're getting the hell up out of here. Right. Bye-bye. Oh, that was the perfect
Now.
way to end it.
No, I'm serious.
What's that?
The little Cayman character, Abigail.
I got it. Wow. Okay, so what do you think about Jeremiah? You think he's somebody that's because he kind of was bored.
He's a little long-winded. Look,
Yeah.
Linda, look.
It's still
It's
doing
still,
it.
look, I've never had that happen
my
before.
God. Are you serious? That's crazy.
What the fuck, Linda?
Yeah. Dirty, I told you we are on the cusp of something big. Because we're looking at all kind of crazy shit.
That's fucked up.
For
Linda.
real, right. Oh, but yeah, I got like 10, 20 of these at home.
Okay.
Yeah, to sell. So that's cool. All right, so we really need to start promoting the